Hopefully we are live. Anxiously waiting for this thing to pop up on my screen here. And very, very excited about tonight. Finally got some work done on the BMW project in back of me today. Put a few hours in. And actually pretty happy of what I got done so far within basically 2 hours. So let's kick it off. We should be getting a bunch of people start joining us on the call right now, hopefully. Hopefully everybody got the times correct. 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. We are live. And first of all, take a look. Got a lot done. I think within the next 2 days I'll be done. I am not putting all day in this thing. You know, we're just working on a couple of hours a day because I'm just busy with some other things right now. And it's coming out great. So I'm going to show you some close-ups on how is this streaming so far? Is it streaming pretty clearly? Let's do a quick audio video check. Again, this is going to be an interactive training, so you guys need to type in the chat, participate if you're on your mobile devices, participate and just put, I hear you, Tony, you're coming in clear, the video's fine. I just need some feedback because if I don't get any feedback here, I don't know what's going on. It's very, very important. I need to see some feedback. Let me know. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Crestview, Florida. Eric Pierce is in the house, and he's saying everything is good, clear. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So for all of you getting on right now, just let me know that you can hear me. I want to make sure everybody hears me. Make sure everybody sees me. How is the video coming in? I am streaming at 480p. And I'm using a little bit more bandwidth than before, but it was just a test. I wanted to see if we get pretty good video tonight because I wanted to show you some close-up. I don't want to get that dirty because I just had dinner and I took a shower. What's up, Anthony Cheney? What's going on, Pedro? Philip, Ken, Jason in the house. Awesome, awesome. Now, quickly before we get started tonight, we're going to be on for about a half hour. I'm going to show you what I did today. As you guys see, okay, I'm going to show you what I did tonight. We got Portugal in the house, and then we're going to open it up for some quick Q&A. We're only going to be on for about 30, 40 minutes. Chicago in the house. So quickly right now, if you could just type in, if this is your first time joining us, or fourth or fifth, whatever it is, let us know how many times you've been on. Also, type in the chat really quickly where you're coming from around the world. I want to see if I can get some weird places out there, some faraway places. We got Australia in the house. I want to see if we can get some unheard of places in here. That'll be pretty cool, right? So go ahead, type it in the chat right now. First time, third time, Chicago. Excellent, keep it coming, keep it coming. Owen says Aussie here. Kevin Smith, North Carolina. Philip Colton, first time San Antonio, Texas. Eric Pierce, longtime VIP member. Ken Lamone, Indiana. Awesome, awesome. We got a pretty big audience here. Portugal, first time. First time Illinois, Atlanta. Excellent. Cool, cool. So I know as we start going on today, we're going to get more people. First time joining our live Las Vegas, Nevada, Sydney, Cape Burton, Nova Scotia, wow, Minnesota. Hank Scott, VIP member. I recognize some of you guys in here. What's going on, everybody? Rochester, awesome. Jerry, Loretta Beck, Pedro, Edward. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. And I think as we progress here, more and more people are going to get on the call. So remember, this is an interactive training. I'm going to show you what I got done. I'm going to show you what the game plan is. And I did send out the invite. I sent out an email invite to everybody on my subscriber list And YouTube, when we go live, you get the invite notification. So I don't know why you're not getting it. You should be getting it. All right, so let's get to action here. Okay, so here is the BMW project. Okay, I took the front bumper cover off today. All right, we got everything sanded down. Can you guys guess what sandpaper I used to feather out all the thick clear coat? And just remember that all of this is being recorded in HD video. So for all you VIP members, you're going to get the step-by-step exact process of what I'm doing to repair this panel and just get everything done step-by-step with high-quality audio. But, you know, it looked different earlier today, but I sanded out. When they painted, this hood was painted before, and when they painted it, they actually masked up the grill. So we had like run spots of clear in here, and it was all messed up. So I had to smooth everything down, okay, all the clear coat down. And can you guys guess what grit I used? How do you guys know? How do you know I used 220? Are you guys paying attention? Are you guys VIP members? So yes, I used the 220. All right, and I'm going to show you some rock chips and a couple of things. So if we look right in here, okay, you can see that I didn't completely feather that out. All right, we have a rock chip in the clear coat. It's pretty deep, right? And we could feather it by going like this and then this way, hit it like a T, but then you got to flatten it out. Okay, we could do that, but I have quite a few all over the place. I got them right here. I got some right here. I got some right here. I got some right here. This one I tried feathering out. I still got to work on a little bit more. We got a bunch of pits here, okay? A pit right here, rock chip, right? Now, you could feather them out, or you could just glaze them and water sand them, okay? What I like to do is, before you do that, you got to blow this off. And I can't be getting dusty right now because I'm gonna have to put my mask on and it's crazy. So this is more just showing you what I'm doing. So what I would do with all of these rock chips now, right? I am not going to feather each and every one out. Only the ones on the corners, okay, the corner ones and on the edges I feathered out. But we got about maybe 20 or so all over the hood, okay? What I'm going to do is make sure I blow the car down really well. All right, we're going to take all the dust off. We're going to clean it. Then you have two options. You could get your glaze putty and glaze right on it without primering, or you could prime it and then glaze putty it. And if you're using a filler primer, most times it will fill it up. You just have to block sand it out. But for extra, you could prime it, 2K prime it, and then you'll see the little spot. You could just hit it with a glaze and then block sand it all out with 400. And then you always want to make sure you re-prime, even if it's a rattle can primer, re-prime the little blue spots or the red spots of glaze, because you never want to paint over that, because sometimes it'll bleed through to your paint. You guys getting this so far? All right, so that's the game plan. I'm going to blow it all off. I still have to sand the whole hood, but I was just doing a 220 across the front here, because this is where the rock chips were, okay, across the front. You see how I came up? Because this is a Z3M. The guy was probably doing 120 miles an hour on the highway at some points, right? So the rest of the car, I am going to basically wet sand with 400. And if I do see some imperfections, like I see some bubbling right here, right, I'll just block it out with the 400 and see how it looks. If I have to, I could put a coat of glaze on it, block it, and just hit it with a coat of primer, okay? These windshield nozzles, wiper nozzles, I'm going to take off, okay? Because if you're painting a hood, or if you're painting something, it's always good to take off the pieces. This way you don't end up with that big, thick paint, you know, filled, you know, it just comes out like crap. It's not professional. So you want to take those out, okay? So you don't get buildup around the corners. Same thing with my emblem. I'm buying a new emblem, so we're going to have a brand new BMW emblem when it's done, okay? How How many of you guys want me to do a YouTube live tomorrow night? Because I'm gonna put about a half a day in this tomorrow, and maybe I was thinking tomorrow night we could get on again, same time. Give me some feedback here. Let me know if this is a good idea, and I will show you what I've accomplished tomorrow. Like by tomorrow this time, I expect to have the whole hood prepped and ready for paint. I expect to have this front end primered, glaze putty on the chips, and I'll show you what I did. Same thing with the front bumper cover here. I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like, okay? But all of this in here was all chipped up looking ugly, right? Cool, cool. So I will make sure I do a YouTube live tomorrow for you guys, all right? And then maybe I will do one on Saturday because I plan to finish this thing in 2 days. I put 2 hours in today just to get it to look like this, right? I took the lights out, I had it up on the lift, I took the bumper cover off, right? I sanded, so 2 hours I got all of this done. Not bad, not bad. I know if I spent all day on it, you could get it ready for paint in a day. The next morning you shoot it, you're done, day and a half. It's a day and a half job, all right? But me, I'm taking over 3 days because I'm putting 2 hours in, a couple of hours tomorrow. Maybe I'll be on it about 4 hours tomorrow, getting it all sanded, ready, primed, and glazed, okay? And then another probably 4 hours for, maybe not even, 4 hours for quick prep and mask and paint. So I got probably another 8 to 10 hours of work to get the job completely done, all right? Probably without buffing. If we're gonna do buffing, you're probably looking at another 5 hours of color sanding and buffing, 5 to 6 hours. So you guys see how the timing works out with body work too, right? You could bang it out all in one day if you want, or if you do it in chunks. So I got everything feathered out here. Okay, I don't know if you remember how all of this looked. Okay, let's go over here. We had a big scratch. Let me see if I could pull this bumper cover out. Okay, we had that big gouge over here, right? So I feathered it all out. What we're gonna do is just glaze it. It's not deep enough or bad enough to have to filler it, to Bondo it. So we're just gonna glaze it, block sand it, and then I ordered the paint. I got the paint. I have to pick it up tomorrow. And let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that. Now, a lot of you guys, including me, if you're not a big, $1 million body shop, or maybe not $1 million, but high six-figure body shop who basically has a paint mixing system in the back of the shop, and you guys mix your own paints and you got the scales and you do all that. Most of the body shops out there, maybe 75% of them, they got to go to the auto paint store and buy paint, right? You got to go get your paint mixed. You guys hearing me on this? Right? So you go out and you get your paint mixed. Now, usually, you can also have your color matcher come to the shop, come to your location, and they'll put a machine on your corner of your paint job here, of your car, and they'll get the color code off of it, and they'll mix the paint to spec, right? The other thing is, if you go to a paint shop, they want you to bring a piece of the car to the paint shop so they can match it. So for me, because I was doing the front, I didn't want to give them the gas cap, right? You could if you really wanted to, but I wanted to get as close as possible to the hood. You guys getting this so far? Right? Usually, if you're working on the side of the car, a gas cap is perfect because you're gonna match this area. And you also want to give them the color code. Are you guys getting this so far? Are you guys liking this so far? Can you guys type in the chat? Are you guys getting this? Give me some feedback here. I don't know if the chat is frozen or if I'm talking to myself here. Because sometimes nothing's moving here and it just looks like I'm talking to myself sometimes, I know you guys are probably listening. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Paul from Indiana. All right, Philip, thank you. Okay, so what I did was I got this piece off the other side and I gave her this piece. So she's going to match my paint to this piece here. I took this piece off, okay? So I gave her that. She's going to work hard and make the best color matches possible. Let me show you. Right, it's gone. Okay, I gave her that piece. And for BMWs, usually the color code is under the hood. So we'll show you right here. This is our color code, Imola Red. All right, BMW IMOLAOT. Okay, it's called Imola Red. This is the color code for the BMWs. All the BMWs I've seen, color code is usually stamped right here under the hood. Okay, a lot of other cars, some of them they'll be in the glove box. A lot of them will be on the VIN. I don't know if I could get in here, but you know, I can't get in here. This is kind of tight. But a lot of them will be on stickers inside the door jambs. Okay, it'll say CC or trim, TR. TR for trim, CC for color code. They'll be on these stickers here inside. But BMW, they're under the hood. All right, and some cars, again, inside of the glove department box, there's a sticker. Okay, that's where you can get the color code as well. So I got Connie mixing up some paint for me. I'm going to go there tomorrow. She's going to call me to pick it up. So I'll have the paint for Saturday. I plan to paint this on Saturday morning. Get it done, you know, before 12 o'clock. You know, start on it 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe not 7 o'clock. Start on it maybe 8 o'clock. And have it done by lunch. This way it could dry for the rest of the day. You guys get it? You getting this? It helps. Danny, it helps them because it's good so they know the color code too. This way, if they have to know exactly what tints are in it to make it, the color code shows them exactly what pigments, what tints are in the paint. And then they have the part so they can really match it up if they have to add a little bit more black to it or a little bit more yellow, or you know what I mean? That's why it's good to give them a piece of the part where it's close to to where you're going to paint and the color code, okay? And yes, paint does fade over time, okay? This, and just like my father used to say, you can't really make new paint look like old paint, okay? So this car is 16 years old. The back of the car is all original paint. All of this is original. It's never been painted. I inspected it, okay? The hood's been painted, and the bumper cover's been painted, because I could see it, okay? And yes, that's why you blend it in. But I think she's going to do a pretty good job, so I'm not going to blend this. I am just going to actually paint the hood and the bumper, and we're going to see how it looks. And realistically, another way to blend, okay, is to basically not base too much in this area. So when I'm painting, right, I'm gonna base the whole front because this is where most of the paint work has to be done. All right, then I'm gonna base the hood, and I'm just gonna dust. I'm just gonna dust in this area so I'm not painting too much to change the color. You guys getting this? So this way, when I clear it, it's gonna blend into the door. This is where we're gonna match. And then when we're done, we are going to buff all in here out. I'm gonna actually buff the whole thing out. But what you do with customer cars and stuff is you automatically wanna buff the next adjacent panel so it blends in. So it brings out the shine by buffing to match the new clear coat and the new paint on the rest of the car. You guys getting this? You guys getting this? Yes. So you can have a paint guy come out to you. Yep, 2K is available in rattle cans if you go to the paint shop. Okay? They can mix you the stuff and you can get it all over there. The only issue with that is you're not getting full spray paint sprayer atomization. You know what I mean? You're not getting that power behind your gun to really atomize and lay on your clear coat. That stuff is good if you're doing a little touch up. You know, like if you were doing this little section down here, you know, and all you got is a rattle can, you could get away with it. But like a hood, no way, right? You're never gonna do a hood like that. It's gonna come out like shit. You're not gonna have enough paint. It's gonna come out like crap. Door, even a door, you know, I really wouldn't. Something very small, I would use rattle cans. All right, you guys getting this? You guys liking this so far? Give me a thumbs up, or I'm loving it. I'm liking it. Tony, this is cool. Give me some feedback, and then we will get into some Q&A. So you guys know the game plan, what we're doing here. Tomorrow, I will meet you on about the same time, 8 o'clock Central. Give me some feedback here. 8 o'clock Central, again, to show you the updates on this. Don't worry, because all of this footage is being recorded step by step, and it's going to be uploaded to the VIP members area with all the other videos, and you're going to get all access to that as well. Okay, excellent. So that's the plan. I'll be back on tomorrow. I have to take this grill out under here. Should be pretty simple. Yeah, there's the little pins. So I'm going to take that grill out. Get everything sanded and hopefully primed by tomorrow night this time. All right? Cool. All right. Excellent, 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 excellent. So I can't wait to get this thing done. This is how it's looking right now. All right. And I did take the markers out. When they painted the front bumper cover before, this wasn't even, they just taped it up. It really looks like shit. It really looks like shit when you mask up parts that should be taken off. You know, it really does. And then you get all the overspray. It just comes out like crap. Like you could see, I don't know if you could see on here, but there's like paint on the bottom, you know, under here. And it just, so you could just get some lacquer thinner, wipe it off, and then polish the lenses up to look nice again. All right. Excellent, excellent, Jerry. Thank you so much. Okay, let's open it up to Q&A for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and we will call it a night. So whatever questions you got, hit me up. We will do some quick Q&A, and I think that's the game plan. We got everything set, and I'll be painting this thing on Saturday. Okay? Can you send out the notice for tomorrow's webcast? Absolutely, I always do. Every time I do a webcast, if you guys are on my email list at LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com, if you're a VIP member or just a regular subscriber, I will send out a notification for you. All right? And I did send one out today about 45 minutes before we went live today. Around 7:15 Central, I sent out a notification. And when we go live on YouTube, YouTube sends you a notification as well, automatically, if you're subscribed. So you should get that. So I'll be on again tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be on Saturday, but I plan to paint it on Saturday. It depends how busy I am Saturday night. I have a thing I'm supposed to go to with some family here, but I don't know. So if Saturday I'm available, I'll do it Saturday night to show you the finished product. If not, tomorrow for sure, I'll show you what I did. I expect to have most of this primed up and ready to basically finish up on Saturday and paint. Okay? Hey, Tony, can I use a low volume, low pressure gun with a 26-gallon compressor at 30 degrees? Absolutely, you can. Okay? You could do that. You just have to worry about, even with a low volume, low pressure spray gun, you have to worry about running out of volume, air volume in your tank. Okay? Especially if you're painting a big-ass project, right? You're going to run out of air. Then you have to wait for the tank to charge up. You're going to have to drain the water out because it's going to get hot. You're going to get condensation. You're going to get water buildup. So you always want to make sure you drain the tank every time you go around the full car if you're painting a full car, and drain it out of your actually, you also want to have a filter on your gun and a filter off your compressor about 10, 15 feet away. All right? Is there a difference in acrylic 2K primer versus urethane 2K primer? Well, I like both. I mean, they're whatever you want to use, you could use it. It's all based on budget. Okay, let's see. I want to try micro flake on a motorcycle gas tank, but you kind of scared me when you said it was for advanced painters. Well, Hey, Paul, I don't want to scare you. Um, if you're gonna do, if you're going to do flake, I recommend using a micro sequence flake, small flake. This way, you'll have less chances of messing up. If you use a jumbo flake, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging to lay it on nicely. But use a micro sequence flake like this here. I don't know if you see this, but this is very, very fine. You could mix it in your clear coat. Just put a very little dust in your clear coat and just spray your motorcycle tank. It'll give it a beautiful glitter to it, and I love that stuff. I actually bought that can when I was like 14 years old, literally. And I'm freaking 34 now, and I still have it. 20 years ago I bought this. Maybe I was about 15 or 16. But still, this shit lasts a long time. I still have a half a bottle left. All these pearls in here too. I bought years ago. All right? Cool. Let's see. That's a Texas car. Are you in Texas? I worry about painting in the humidity. Well, humidity is really not going to kill it, you know, unless you're, as long as there's heat, it'll dry. I wouldn't worry about humidity too much unless it's raining in your garage. Can you do a hood with that setup? With what setup? I don't know what you're talking about. With a 23-gallon tank? Just excuse me, I got so many questions here. I'm not looking at the usernames. I'm just looking at the questions, so I don't remember if you were the guy with the 23-gallon tank. Low volume, low pressure. Any advice for spraying a whole car in a garage? I'm spraying these parts in a garage. This is no special spray booth. I painted my Miata in here. I painted my Godfather's truck in here. You don't need a spray booth to get. I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago saying that can you get a professional paint job out of a garage? Absolutely, you can. Bria, yes, you could absolutely bang out a hood with a 22-gallon or a 33-gallon tank. Absolutely, it's only one part. One hood, no big deal, you'll be able to do it. If you run out a little bit of air, let it build up and just continue. Your paint, it's not going to take that long. Your paint is still going to be wet for you to wait 3 minutes to complete the job, okay? And you want to give it 2 heavy coats of clear, if not 3, depending. Why does paint go on dry? I don't understand that. I don't understand what you mean by that. Is it okay to spray paint outdoors? If you want to paint outside, you can paint outside. I've known guys. I've actually, in the VIP course, I have something called the 24-hour El Cheapo paint job, where we did a complete paint job under a tent outside, and it came out, and I show you exactly step by step how to do it. Need more videos on pulling bigger dents. Okay, when I get those jobs in, I'll be sure to put them in VIP. Don't do doors. I don't understand that. Okay, let's see. Use plastic over everything. Yeah, if you're doing, don't do outdoors. Wind takes paint away from. Okay. In regard to spraying in the garage, what do you do for circulation? Oh, I have a big industrial fan blowing out of the bottom of the door. So that's what we do. You can have a hole in your back wall with a filter if you want, and then your fan at the front so it sucks in and just blows it out. For my setup here, I basically just shut my garage. Right, I have a big fan over here blowing out, and I don't have any issues. I mean, there's no dust real flying around. I wet the floors. Make sure you wash out, wet the floors quick, and just paint it. I mean, people get too hung up on this, dude. When I had my shop in Hawaii, my next door neighbor, professional custom painter, had a shop garage, no spray booth, and used to bang out the freaking best paint jobs in the world. Me too, but. My friend next door, same thing. He was a little bit more advanced than me at that time because I was only like 18, 19, get into real custom painting, but he was already doing like jobs that went into car shows. Later during my years, I had a lot of jobs going into car shows, but he was banging some badass candy paint jobs from a freaking shop garage. I mean, that's where he would do all of his body work, everything. He'd just blow the place out, clean it, and boom, $10,000 paint jobs. There you go. Okay, how does the Z3 drive compared to the Mazda Miata? I know apples to oranges, the Z is an, oh, big difference, dude. Big difference. Like the Miata is fun, sporty, light, noisy. You know, it's because it's light, it's a little noisier on the road, you know. It's more like a go-kart. The Miata is more like a go-kart. This thing is freaking heavy. So, and the tires are a lot wider, right? So you got really good grip. The suspension's really good. So this thing is like a true sports car. Like when you're driving it, you really feel solid on the road. It doesn't feel like the wind is going to blow you away. And the Miata feels like the wind can blow you away because it's such a little convertible, you know. But it's fun, you know. It's a fun car to drive for sure. But it is apple to oranges. But this thing is a beast on the road. Feels really good, solid, heavy. Steering is awesome. So that's my take on the BMW versus Miata. How do you color sand? How do you color sand and buff small parts like motorcycle gas tank? Kind of hard to use a big buffer. Well, I did this with a regular buffer. Came out really nice. You could see that I cleared over the decals, right? But I did this with a regular buffer. Of course I had a lot of the parts off of it, but you just get in there and do it. I think I did it with the tank off of the bike as well. All of this I did with the big buffer. So, I mean, it's not, they also have the mini buffers. If you want to get a mini buffer, you can get a 4-inch buffer, little 4-inch pads, 4-inch buffer. I had a pneumatic one, but I don't use it too much. I forgot where I put it. But they even have a little pneumatic one with a little like 3.5-inch disc. You got the foam pad and a regular wool pad. Realistically, it was my dad's. I never really used it. I don't know where it is. But yeah, man. So yeah, this is my. And you guys ever see my custom little YSR? Check this puppy out. I did a complete frame off restoration. And this is in the VIP course as well. Every step-by-step thing we did to it. Frame, everything. And then I did the moped project. This I actually, shit, we got paint on it. My freaking painter. Anyway, that's a pretty cool little moped as well. No, I am not going to race this BMW because in order to race a convertible, you need to have a full roll cage installed. The basic roll bars are not good enough. I have to have a built-in, the specs are completely different. So I plan to get rid of this. I'm going to paint it and get rid of it, and I got to get a coupe. With a coupe, you don't need a roll cage in it. And it's a lot cheaper. Like if I were to convert this to race, just the hoops that I have to go through are ridiculous. So that's why I'm not doing that. Jerry, I have two Z3s. They ride and handle nice. Z4 is harsh. Is the Z3M harsh also or in between? I think it's in between. I don't know. I've never really driven a Z4, but this thing handles really nice. I had a coupe Z3, not Z3, M, E46. And it rides like that. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. All right. So you guys enjoying everything so far? Okay, great, 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 great. All right, so let's wrap it up. I will be back tomorrow. For all of you newbies on here, I'm going to give out a link. This is for the free book for LearnAutoBodyAndPaint.com to get the free DIY auto body manual. Excellent, Eric. I'm glad. I'm super glad. I'm going to give you the link to the free auto body manual for all the newbies in here. That's where you can get it. Message not sent. Error, try again. I wonder why it's doing that. Oh, I know why. Because the HTTPS. Okay. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Let's try it like this. God, it's pretty hot, dude. I don't know. It's not letting me send the link. Let's see if it'll send this one. It did let me send them earlier. Okay, weird. So that's the VIP. If anybody is interested in VIP, check that page out. I am excited to see you in VIP if you decide to join. And this is the regular link. The other link, the first link was VIP. It tells you more about VIP, what it's all about. The second link is where you can get your free auto body book. All right? All right. So I got some shit to do tonight. I'm sure you guys do as well. I'm going to close it off. I will see you tomorrow night about the same time, whether I have a lot done on here or not. Hopefully I get some stuff done on here. All right, so I basically got to put the wheels back on it. I want to wheel it outside, take it outside, and get the hood all done and get this primed up and get that primed up. But the thing is I got to run to Home Depot in the morning because my garden hose exploded. It just got, you know how garden hoses, when they get old, they blister up and they explode. So my freaking garden hose, so I got to get a new garden hose because I'm running a 50-foot extension to get water out to the front of the garage. Anyway, thank you guys for getting on tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on tomorrow night. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Here's the VIP link again. Join VIP. It's well worth your money. You're going to learn so much more. You're going to get all these high-quality videos, and I look forward to working with you. From Lowe's, using the attic fans. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you on tomorrow if you want to come and say hi. All right? Cheers, guys. Cheers, cheers, cheers. What's up, Chuck? Laters, Chuck.